Now, here's meteorologist Pete Mangione with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
Good morning, and it will be a nice looking day. In fact, this particular view from our city cam really sort of tells a story with a mix of sun and clouds. It will feel pretty cold. That's our big change on the way, but beautiful conditions here as we look down the Providence River, Narragansett Bay. Beautiful colors here in the background. Just enough in the way of cloud cover to bend the light just right to produce those colors. 32 is your temperature in the capital city. The winds are out of the southwest at 7 miles an hour. And from Oakland Beach and Warwick, also a really scenic mix of sun and clouds. On live Pinpoint Doppler 12, I have been tracking what looks like some snow flurries on live Pinpoint Doppler 12. Keep in mind the atmosphere is pretty dry right now, so a lot of this never makes it to the ground as snow flurries, but it's possible you pick up a stray flurry or two, especially out here towards the Rhode Island, Connecticut border. Right now this band is diving down to the south, so you could actually see a quick sprinkle or a flurry on Block Island, but again, likely most of that kind of is eaten up by the very dry atmosphere. So the bottom line for today will be dry, cold, windy. We're going to leave you in the low category. However, two hands on the steering wheel when you're out there doing that shopping today, as those winds will be gusting between 30 and 40 miles an hour. 31 is your actual temperature in Coventry, 36 in Westerly, 34 in Innergret. Now, we have not reached the windiest time of today just yet, but it is breezy enough to put those wind chills in the 20s. You have a temperature around freezing, you throw in a 7-mile-an-hour wind like we have in Providence, and you end up with a morning where the jacket, gloves, and hat, probably a good idea. Now, notice the lake effect snow shower activity in upstate New York. Most of these bands of snow do not survive the trip. We do get some of the clouds this morning before the mostly sunny skies move in during the afternoon. At 1 o'clock, 39 to around 40 for a high temperature, 37 at 3 p.m. But with the gusts, it'll feel like the upper 20s to around the low 30s for a good part of the day. 35 by about 5 o'clock this evening. Our high temperatures very similar across the board with those winds out of the northwest kind of evening things out. So we get to around 39 at lunchtime in Providence, 38 in Newport, and 39 in New Bedford. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, similar temperatures. Notice what happens at 8 p.m. Maybe you're out and about for some dinner. We're at around freezing actual temperatures, but with the wind, it feels like it's in the 20s, and the breezes keep up overnight through tomorrow morning. It is not one of those situations that really calms down overnight. So 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, maybe you're heading to church, maybe you're heading out to the Pats game to do some tailgating. It will still feel like the upper 20s with those breezes. So bring along the jacket. Once we work into Sunday afternoon, that's when things start to change. Not so much in terms of temperature, perhaps a smidge warmer tomorrow afternoon. And if you're heading out to Gillette, the real difference will be the fact that by the afternoon, the winds really start to relax. So calmer with a kickoff temperature of 40 degrees. It doesn't mean completely calm, just not as gusty as we're seeing right now. And then 35 at around the time of the fourth quarter when you're walking back to the car. And then the mild weather approaches. 54 on Monday. Tuesday, mostly cloudy. We'll bring in some showers. Actually, pretty unsettled throughout the middle of the week with some rain and wind. But notice our temperatures inch up. 57 Wednesday. How about Christmas Eve? Currently, I have a forecast of 62 degrees. Our record high temperature on Christmas Eve, 64. That was set last year, if you remember that. Very mild for that midnight mass time period on Christmas Eve. And then we also set a record last year on Christmas Day with a high temperature of 63. Santa, he likes cold weather, so he's kind of trying to bash that with a present. He doesn't like that too much. Again, that was set last year. Probably not quite getting there on Christmas, as it will be a little cooler on Christmas Day with the mostly sunny skies behind the front. And then notice how we have again, the showers moving through. I think on Christmas Eve, those showers are primarily in the morning, but stay tuned. Obviously, the timing with the showers on Christmas Eve does make a big difference for people trying to travel, including Santa Claus trying to travel.
He was angry. He's
like, you know what, I don't like that warm weather. Let's get this out of here. I'm not sure if that method is really going to work, unfortunately.
Good effort. All right, Pete, thanks so much. Covering New England for you.